Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Karn Eldrazi Ramp on the play for game one. Trying to think if there's a benefit to playing Temple here first. If we draw into a we draw into a lab. Kind of not really, right? We still only have 3 mana. This might just be better to go Wooded Foothills, Temple, Talisman. Yeah, I think that's right. Just set up our draw. Well, we actually do need a red source for Chrysalis, don't we? And I'll give a quick shout out to Nerd Dad Chad, who let me know that they love my content. So thank you much for watching. I appreciate you. Alright, well, let's try and give a good showing here of Eldrazi Ramp. Pause on end step, Island. What are we playing against? I swear, I'm playing Dark Souls 3 again. And I swear that I'm starting to turn the freaking Sigurd. Every single time. Fetch of the Wooded Foothills. Like I said, I do want to go with Writhing Caress as an option, so we'll go Stomping Grounds tapped. And okay, that's a good hit into Rumble. That could set me up for Myco spawn next turn. Kicked. There's the Temple. Perfect. And 2 types in the yard. We'll pass. 4 types in the yard in total for Emrakul. Hold up the ability to respond. Next turn, we're looking at a Soin Myco spawn kicked. We'll take the Tamiyo hit, quote unquote. Make a clue. Could be Jeskai Ascendancy, could be Affinity, so a few different options. Okay, looking like Affinity then. Thoughtcast would definitely demonstrate that. Tamiyo plus. So I'll probably grab back Thoughtcast next turn is the only problem that I foresee. Alright. Well, in that case, let's start by kicking the Sowing Myco spawn. Actually, I guess there's 2 thought processes here, right? We could go after the blue source, which would mean that they would not have a blue source to cast the Kappa. Or the Thoughtcast for that matter. Yeah, let's go after the island. Initially, I was going to go after the Darksteel Citadel, but I think this might be right. And right now I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. We could push it up to 12. Let's go Ugin Lab. Imprint Drift. Cast Talisman of Curiosity. So I'll be officially 1 out from casting Emrakul. And then I'll pass. Not much else to do past this point. So if they have a blue source, then they'll be able to cast the Thoughtcast. Otherwise, they're going to have some trouble with both Thoughtcast and a Kappa Cannoneer. Okay, there's a Spire of Industry, so they do have the blue source, whether that be for a Thoughtcast or otherwise. If they minus Tamiyo, they'll need a blocker for Sowing Myco spawn, otherwise we'll hit Tamiyo down. Another bauble. That's 5. Blue. Thoughtcast. Draw 2. There's Opal, so they do have a colored source. There's Emery. We could sweep Emery. That might not be a bad idea, just to get rid of the Kappa. Or at least take away the option for the Kappa, right? You could minus Tamio, but again, yeah, I think it's better to plus here. Bobble, target me. In an ideal world, we'd see a land, because we don't have to worry about Metallic Rebuke. So we should be in the clear to cast Emrakul. Trigger. Unfortunate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 12, short 1. So I can do two things. We can A, cast the Tal. So first, I want to hit the Tamio first off and foremost. So I'm going to go Talisman of Impulse. Actually, it's a bit awkward. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, leave behind 1, 1, 2. All right, let's first off and foremost attack Tamio. Attack Tamio, see if they have anything. Shrinks it to a 2/3. They got nothing. Okay. Step number 2. Cast Writhing Chrysalis. Cast Talisman of Impulse. Sack 1, trigger. Sack 2, trigger. Red, Kozilek's Return. Sweep Emery. And pass. There are 5 types in Yard, and we should have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So we do have the Emrakul next turn. We'll pass in full. Six cards in hand. Two, 4, 6, 9. So we're short on the World Break. That was an idea. They're short one on the Kappa right now. They go for Thoughtcast. Yes. They could have Metallic Rebuke, which is a concern of mine. They should have tapped the Amber here, I think. Lest they give me the Tamio, which will turn off the Amber. Unless they play an Emery or Tamio. Suppose that is a potential out. Oh, interesting. 1, 2, 3... Thought Monitor. Okay. Well, it can be used as a blocker. Well, that's about it. Again, we can attack Tamio to rob them of a blue source. 1. For Pithy Needle. Naming Ugin's Lab or Karn? I imagine they know I play Karn. Okay, so it turns off Null Drifter. That's okay. I don't really mind that. Draw. K command. Go to combat. Attack both at Tamio. Let's turn off the Amber. Thought Monitor will block Chrysalis. Thought Monitor will not block. Tamio down, Amber offline. So we could actually do a few fun things here. We can push this up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I can K commands, set up my draws, and cast Emrakul. And also grow a Chrysalis to an enormous size. That too, of course. So lands to the bottom. K command to top. We'll go Chrysalis and Karn. Trigger 1. Trigger 2. Trigger 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Cast Emrakul. Triggers. And pass. We will not sweep, no reason to, since we can just swing in the Thought Monitor to Emrakul. Opponent scoops it up. So this is Affinity, win for game 1. Alright, solid game 1. Let's move on to game 2, shall we? I guess they still could have had the Metallic Rebuke now that I think about it, right? Because they could have tapped a Thought Monitor. Does that work that way? I think so. So I actually should have probably have played the Emrakul before attacking in retrospect. Bring in Dismember for Emery Tameo. Cut. Actually, we cut nothing. So we cut what? Emrakul and Sire 7 deaths or Worldbreaker. Let's take a look at the sideboard guide. Against Affinity. Yeah, Sire. Sire's a little bit interesting because like it can do really well into Kappa, but sometimes it just kind of becomes a dead card because we can't block the Kappa because it isn't blockable, but we can't attack because the Kappa's too big, and it just becomes this really awkward dead 7/7. So we'll just run it back like this. And we cut the Emrakul because opponents should, keywords, be playing around the graveyard now. I mean, if we draw into a 7-mana value spell, that's pretty nice. I'll keep. We'll pass. Opponent goes down to 6. We'll start with the Temple unless we draw into a 7-mana value spell, in which case we'll play Lab. And we can hold up K command X equals 2. Fountain tapped. So a bit of a slow start then. Another Soin Mycospawn. I'll play Temple and pass. And we'll hold on the off chance that it's relevant. Darksteel Citadel. 1 for Boots. Boots resolves. This could be... no. I was thinking like could be Tameo. Ghost Quarter. Not entirely relevant as of this moment. So we'll go Wooded Foothill. Hold up the K command X1 and pass. I feel like they could be holding up a consign. Not outside the realm possibility. Island. Tameo. Okay, so this could result in them equipping Boots and going after either Amber or Bauble. Which, if that's the case, yes, we'll go Command X1. Target's Bauble. I'm going to fetch the Wooded Foothill. We can go for any source here because we have the Cavernous Souls. So I'm going to just go for a forest then. Yeah? Yeah. And see if they have a consign. I will ramp in case we can kick the Myco Spawn and target Bauble. A bit aggressive, but I think worth it. Alright, no legal targets for Emery. Let's see that 7-mana value spell, shall we? Draw. Do I want to give them a Mox Amber is the question, right? We have 2 Myco Spawns, so I think it is okay to go Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. And I think we'll go Bajukabog. Do you have a consign for the trigger? You do. Alright, that is fine. So next turn we can kick the Myco Spawn, and if they do have anything of value in the yard, we can always Bajukabog then. We'll pass. I do imagine they just grab the Amber. There's no reason not to, unless they have a Bauble in hand. But given what they've played and how they've played it, oh, well, there's a Bauble in hand. Yep, Bauble. So they'll be able to draw a number of cards here, which is a bit unfortunate. Grab Bauble back. But that's pretty unavoidable. Aether Spell Bomb. Yes, you could bounce my Spawn, which is, funny enough, relevant. As would mean I'm off of a kicked Myco Spawn next turn. Yep. I mean, I talk about all the time that this matchup is a resource war. 7-mana value spell. Yeah. So I'll play the Ugin Lab. I will imprint the Null Drifter. We could get rid of the Darksteel Citadel. They have double blue, so it's a bit hard for me to justify going after the sources. So I'm going to go after the Citadel to reduce the number of artifacts on the field. The question now becomes, do they consign which trigger, right? Okay, so we get a land, in which case I'm going to go for the Bajukabog as planned. Bajukabog target you. 2, 3, 4, 5. We are short on the Drifter, but we'll be able to play the Chrysalis next turn. They'll still have the Bauble, and they'll be able to crack Bauble. Button goes, Emery's not happy with me. Yeah, that's a fair assessment, but you still have that Bauble, and that Bauble can put in a lot of work with Emery, admittedly. We'll pass. Saga. We do have the Ghost Quarter, so we can get rid of the Saga before we can start making constructs. 2 for a Thoughtcast. They draw 2. 2 cards in hand. Bauble target me. And target Bauble. Yep, makes sense to me. And draw 3 cards in hand. K command, that is intriguing. Well, I will start with Chrysalis. Triggers. Play Ghost Quarter, go to combat. There is relevance to waiting after the draw. Mob will target me. They could have a consign. At the same time, we do play around a Metallic Rebuke instead. So in that case, trigger 1, always resolve. Trigger 2. K command, X equals 3. Let's get rid of Emery, shall we? I will actually have to ward 1. I did forget about that. Admittedly. Yes. It's not what I wanted to do, but here we are. Thankfully we can contend with the constructs. I'm not horribly concerned. But it does mean that they will at least get 1 construct out of the saga. Darksteel Citadel. 4 cards in hand. There's an Amber, but it's currently offline. They do have more than enough for a Kappa Cannoneer, though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the Kappa. I mean, at this point, I think I just need to attempt to outvalue them. And this also means that they will not be able to make a construct. Well, that's rude. Dispatch. Draw. Windswept Teeth. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll return Null Drifter to hand. Four, 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw 2. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, so I'll play the Windswept Teeth for the Hedge Maze. And I'll Ghost Quarter the Saga now. They fail to find. That's good to know. So they only have 1 basic island. It looks that way. We'll pass. We can't attack this turn. But a pause on end step so we can fetch for the Hedge Maze. Thankfully, Null Drifter has evasion. They have 2 cards in hand. They can attach or equip the Lava Spur Boots to Kappa. Next turn, we can kick the Myco Spawn. Question is, do we go after the Darksteel Citadel? Or, yeah, I think we do, given that they also have the Spire of Industry. 1 card in hand. What is that 1 card is the question. If it's another Kappa, we're in trouble. If it's not an artifact, we can block the Kappa. I doubt they have a flash artifact as a combat trick. So you could just be able to double block with Myco Spawns. If it's a second Kappa, like I said, we're in trouble. I feel like we're in trouble. Yep. I'm in danger. That's what I am, friends. Then they equip. That's 11 damage. Oh no. Oh. I mean, yeah, I think equipping is correct and just attacking in. Yes, I can deal 10 damage. I guess if I play an Emrakul, I could just Spire of Industry kill you. That would be kind of funny, not gonna lie. Huh. Interesting. That is interesting. And I think it's correct to just haste it. Deal me 12, push me down to 7. Like I said, I can deal you 10, but I can't deal you the last point unless I Emrakul you. Down to 7. We're down to a theoretical 6. Fetch. Hedge Maze. Surveil. Utopia Sprawl is not it. We'll put that into grave. 4 types in the yard, and draw. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh boy. I mean, if they land an artifact, we lose. Point blank statement. So I think it's just correct to attack in. Put them 1 point off of lethal. Annihilator 1, they can sacrifice something. See if they sacrifice, imagine the Amber, if I had to guess. Sacrifices an island. That gives me a thought then. Down to 1. I'm going to kick a Sowing Mycospawn. This way we can kick the Hollowed Fountain. They're now out of blue sources. We can grab... I mean, I don't think it matters at this point, right? What we grab, we'll just grab a Temple. We'll just grab a Sanctum of Ugin, because we'll have 2, 4, 6 at most. So yeah, we'll go Sanctum. Play Temple. We have 2 blockers. And pass. They have no colored sources, which is the important factor here. So it has to be a bog standard artifact. If it's not, we win. If it requires any colored source, the Spire of Industry will kill them. Did we get there? I do think they made a misplay. Yeah, they sacked the wrong land. GG's. I don't know why I sacked my island. Yeah, that's as soon as I saw that, I think the real sack that you should have went is probably the Amber. But yeah. GG's. I'm glad we saw that opportunity. As soon as I saw them sack the island, like, okay, that gives us an opportunity. So good stuff, good games. And again, appreciate it for watching my content, Nerd Dad Chat. And if you're watching this here today, I'll hopefully see you next time. Good luck, have fun out there. And we'll be back for match 2. All right. And we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. I'll keep this. Go Wooded Foothill, fetch. I'm gonna go Forest, Sprawl for Forest. This way we can play the Utopia Sprawl and the Rumble next turn. Pass. And pass. Perfect Springs, okay. Aether, whoa. It's Merfolk, okay. So we do need to be a little bit mindful then. I would normally want to cast the Sprawl. I no longer do on the same force though, because if they have a Tide Shaper, it will get rid of the Sprawl. So I'm wondering if it would be right instead to go Verdant Catacombs. Fetch for a forest. Tap for Sprawl on Forest for red. Tap green and red for Rumble. Does Rumble resolve? If it does, we have a Cyrus 7 deaths next turn. There's the 4. Oh. What? Huh? It ain't fish. That's a glass pool mimic. What? I'm concerned. Huh. Adawara. Okay, no, why the glass pool mimic? Weird. Draw. K command. We can get rid of the Tide Shaper. Not sure how much good that does. Question mark. So we'll go Rumble. Use the blue. This puts us up to 4, then 6. So I think we'll go Temple. I could K command X equals 2. I mean, we would be force checking at that point. I guess it might also be good to just hold it up for another Tide Shaper. I don't think there's a reason for us to. In fact, I guess we could use it as a permission spell. 2, 4, 5. Yeah, we can use it as a permission spell. Aether Vial, tick up. 2. Pearl Trident is fine. Just gives them Island Walk? Yes. I'm going to attempt to exile you. And done. Okay, Tide Shaper's down. You no longer have Island Walk. Draw. Null Drifter. I feel like they would have done something about that, so I'm going to resolve a Cyrus 7 deaths and pass. I mean, short of a Flare of Denial, this should resolve. If not, we'll be able to play the Null Drifter next turn and refresh our hand. There's the Flare, but it gets rid of a Lord, so I'm actually kind of okay with this. Brings another Master Pearl Trident. Okay, 1 card in hand. Do they tick up? No, they keep it on 2. Island. Swing for 2. We'll take the 2. And draw. Cast the Null Drifter. Draw 2. Not a lot to work with there. As much as I do want to go for a Hedge Maze, probably not a good idea. So we'll go for Misty Rainforest And I will pass, pause on end step, and we'll fetch for anything but the hedge maze or breeding pool. Keeps on 2. The Null Drifter is pretty good, and opponent scoops it up. Alright. Merfolk win for game 1. Alright, let's go to sideboard. I'll bring in Dismember. Cut to Karn? Yeah, that seems right. And then just run it back. Yeah, that seems right. Because they're going to be bringing Consign. If they didn't have Harbinger main, they'll definitely be bringing it in for game 2, game 3. Trying to think of what else they'll bring in, but I mean, that's definitely guaranteed. Maybe some Grave Hate, but maybe not. On the draw for game 2. The hedge maze is kind of awkward just because it is an island. I will keep it though, and I will pass. Aether Vial, draw. Ugin Lab. Yeah, we'll still hedge maze. Trigger. Chrysalis top. Pass. And pass. I guess a good question here, is it worth it to play the temple? Probably not. Because we're not going to be casting anything right away. We can instead hold up Dismember. So Utopia Sprawl for red. Play the Ghost Quarters and hold up Dismember. Aether Vial for 1. Brings in Mindspring Merfolk. Exhaust double blue X. Okay. So just for double blue, put a +1/+1 count on each Merfolk you control. Interesting. Okay. So they go wide. That's pretty good. Double Aether Vial. Would have been a nice Karn moment, I'll tell you that. They miss a land drop. Master of Pearl Trident. I'm going to use this as a permission spell. And pass. Draw. K command. They could have a consign. The island being up is mildly concerning. I mean, I don't think I can not. Writhing Chrysalis, do you have the consigned memory? You do. Do you consign the trigger or the body? Consigning the trigger is a bit concerning because we do take up the Aether Vial to 3. Yeah, if they do put up the 3 and get a Harbinger, I'll be a little bit out of luck. But if we had just held up the K command, it wouldn't have really changed much, would it? No. So that's a Harbinger. Yep. That's what I was afraid of. But we have a body on board, and that's okay. Talisman of Curiosity is good. Unfortunately, I can't Utopia Sprawl for the red. Play the Ugin Lab. and pass. So what I need now is just a forest. At the very least, this Chrysalis is buying me time. Keeps it on 2 and 3, makes the most sense to me. 2 could be a lord. It is a lord, so that is a decent amount of damage coming my way. So I desperately need a forest off the top. I cannot block. Down to 8. Draw. Huh. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. So the problem now becomes I can't play the Myco spawn, right? Because I can get a forest, but at that point I can't cast the return to sweep. So my only recourse here is to do nothing for a turn and hope I don't lose. Yes. Yep, we'll pass. Because the Master of Pearl Trident can't attack in. So we'll go down to 1 at this point. I think they can exhaust one of the Merfolk and win, right? Again, no blocks. Oh, well, I guess at this point now I need a talisman. Yeah, because I can't use a Talisman of Curiosity for the green. Ugin won't cut it. Mole concede. Yeah, the moment they consigned the Writhing Chrysalis, I knew. I was like, ooh, that's a Harbinger. Alright, last for game 2. And let's get aside. And let's run it back as is. Yeah, if that was a Talisman of Impulse rather than Curiosity, things would definitely would have been a bit different, but 'twas not the case. One of the few times where the split mana base can be a significant hindrance. On the play for game 3. That's a mulligan. This is not much better. Damn. Down to 5. Okay, we can work with this, though. Pitch Dismember, I don't like that, though. Do not like that one bit. So we need to draw into some action here. Because we can ramp here, but it's not going to mean much if we have nothing to play. There's the Mind Spring. And draw. Lab. In that case, I think we just Stomping Grounds tapped. Utopia Sprawl for green. Pass. And hold. Mutavault. Kick Tide Shape. Targeting what? I'll return it to hand. Okay, that's fine by me. Take the 1 down to 18. Again, we need to draw off the top. Rumble is good. Say green, green, blue. I guess actually if we go red, green, blue. Leave up red, green. Yeah, we'd be able to play Chrysalis, so let's do that. Does Malevolent Rumble resolve? So we're force checking and also flare checking at this point. It does resolve, however, not what I wanted to see. I mean, I already know about the first Emrakul in hand. There's no real harm in going for the second one, though I guess we could go Sanctum of Ugin instead. I think that might be right. Let's go Sanctum. Play Sanctum. Or play Lab. No reason to play Labs, let's play Sanctum and then pass. Four cards in yard. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're currently 3 short of the Emrakul. Sporific Springs Bolt. This is the Harbinger. It is a Harbinger. I can't do anything about this, so we will just take it. 5 types in yard. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 types off. Or 2 mana off of Emrakul. Draw. Of course you come in just shy. Ugin Lab. And pass. I mean, right now what I need is a... not a Writhing Crystal, let's say Sylvan Myco Spawn. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Again, 2 short. You can exhaust. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. 1 short. So we're going to draw 2 and exhaust. Now I'm just going to exhaust. So that's 6, 8. We'd be down to 3. Why not draw, though? Yep, we'll take it. Down to 3. Draw. Alright, do you have a consign to memory is the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Triggers on the stack. Let's see the consign. There's the consign. Damn. Counters the body, counters the Kozilek's return, and counters the Emrakul cast triggers. Yep, run for GG's. Well, I guess it could be a flare. No, it's a consign. Again, if that talisman was an impulse instead of curiosity, the return would have been better. But it is what it is. That will be a loss for game 3, and we will concede there. All right. We'll be back for match number 3. Moto, you good? There we go. It's like, I definitely pressed the concede button. I promise I'm not just stalling your opponent. All right, for real now. We'll be back for match 3. All right, and we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. Going to mulligan this one. We can keep this. We have a few things that would make this hand better. I think I pitch Emrakul or Ugin. I think I'm going to pitch Emrakul. It's going to be harder to cast in all reality. I say that we're going to... I mean, like, one of the cards we want to hit's a Rumble. So we could keep the Emrakul with that thought process in mind. Because we're going to go Temple. See if we draw into a command. If so, we go Temple Command. If not, we're going to go Verdant Catacombs. Emrakul or Ugin. Emrakul or Ugin. They're 2 of our finishers. I'm gonna say Ugin. Play Temple, pass, and pass. Flooded Strand, fetch for Sacred Foundry, Shock, Ragavan. Yep. Cake Command. Karn. Verdant Catacombs, pass. This does make it a bit more awkward because I do want to fetch, but we'll have to wait. Yeah, we'll let them take the hit. Hit Sprawl. Sprawl's fine. Fetch of Wooded Foothills. Interesting. Looks like it's Naya. Yeah, that actually worked. Huh. Well, I honestly was not expecting that to happen. Alright. Verdant Catacombs. There's a world where you might want to go a Stomping Ground in case we open up a K return. Or a Chrysalis. Yeah, we'll go Stomping Grounds tapped. Actually, with that in mind, we probably should have done that before Ragavan hit us. Another Utopia Sprawl. Well, no reason to play the Forest. Let's instead play the Temple. Go Utopia Sprawl. We have the extra greens, so we're going to go for blue. And I'm going to pass. This does mean we can play the Sire 7 Deaths next turn. Why are they playing green? Oh, this is Zoo. And I understand now. I was like, what are we playing against? Zoo. Yeah, that checks out. 2, 4, 7, yeah. Chizakavu? There's a Flage. Flage hits me down to 12. I do wonder if casting Karn would be wise. Because if they have a fetch, at least they wouldn't be able to haste the Flage. They could Leyline Binding the Sire, though. 2, 4, 5. Go with Eldrazi Temple. Pass. If they have the Leyline Binding, they have the Leyline Binding, right? They have 1, 2, 3 types, so they'd need to sack both treasures. Pass. 1, 7, 9, 10 would be short on Emrakul. End step. No Leyline Binding, okay. And no Hasty Flage. So if we get a turn at the Sire, we're in a good spot. What? Tribal Flames, question mark? Be my only thought. No, but it's not first strike. Why do that? I think opponent thinks there's 2 damage on Sire when there isn't. That's the only explanation that I have here. Yep, opponent realizes their mistake, that Sire has first strike. Yep. That is something people do forget. I do have 7 keywords. Alright. I will bring in Dismember, bring in Consign. Cut Karn. Cut Ghost Quarters, keep Bog, keep Gemstone, cut Emrakul, or run it back. We cut Emrakul strictly because Zoo has access to Kavu and other Grave Hate shenanigans. On the draw, if we draw into a temple, this is fantastic. Malevolent Rumble is also good. So that's 7 hits. I'll take a... I mean, Utopia's Roll will be okay. I'll keep. It is a bit of a gamble. Gemstone Caverns, Exile Command, hold up Dismember. Okay, no Ragavan. Talisman does work. So we need a land now. Wooded Foothills, fetch for a Surveil land. Yep. Triumph Yard. An early Scion would be worrisome if I can't play the Chrysalis. Why fetch now? Plains. There's the Scion of Draco. Unfortunately, it has hexproof, so I can't dismember it. I need a land here. That's a good land. So in that case, I will cast... Oop. I will cast... Writhing Chris. And hold. That's a Leyline Binding. Tribal Flames for 5, so I can't do anything about that. So I'll let that go. I guess I actually could... I could have done something. I could have commanded X equals 1, but then I wouldn't be able to block. Not to mention they have a blue up, so I'm a little bit skeptical that would resolve. So it could have been a bit of a blowout. Interesting. They're up to 22. Two, three, four, five, six, 7. I only have 1 land. Draw. There's Rumble. I'll sack the spawn. Rumble. Rumble resolves. We'll grab another temple. Play temple. And kick a Myco spawn. This way we can hold up the 2 spawns. And we'll kick the Thundering Falls. That does resolve. We could Hedge Maze the setup. We could also Cavern of Souls to guarantee the body in case of a consign. I do like that idea. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so let's go Cavern of Souls. We can play everything in our deck right now. Name Eldrazi. And then pass. And hold. Given that everything resolved, they don't have a consign in hand, which is good. Tap the Blood Crypt. White, red for Doorkeeper Thrall. That is fine. Does have hexproof. So they could be trying to set up for a Flage, is the concern. We'll take the 4. Draw. Sprawl. Sprawl for red. K command. I do want to hold up green red, I think. Actually, I wonder if I want to hold up blue as well. Green, red, blue. Yes. There is a method to my madness. We'll do K command X equals 5. Loading up green, red, blue. Well, hold on. I could just do this, hold up the red. Well, if I want a K return, I couldn't K return and... Okay, yeah, so we'll do it this way. We can hold up green. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold up the green, use the red, because we can hold up the Cavern Souls for the second red and for blue. Yes, this works. A bit more flexible, we dig one deeper. Ugin, Eye of the Storm. Interesting. We could get rid of Leyline Binding. We could then dismember the Scion. Huh. Let's bottom. We have 7. We can't play anything thereafter, though. So I'm going to go K return bottom. Worldbreaker top. Chrysalis top. Ugin top and draw. Exile the Leyline, the Guild Pact. Ugin plus, draw. There's Chrysalis. I'm gonna hold. We're going to hold the Dismember in the off chance that they have a Flage. If they do, that might be okay. Both at Ugin. Because it wouldn't have its ETB, we would just exile it, right? Ugin will take 1, that's fine. We can start exiling their cards next turn. End step? I will start with a Writhing Chrysalis. And Bone scoops it up. We'll take the win. All right. Well, we will be back for match number 4. All right, and we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. Yes, we can keep this. Ugin Lab, Imprint, Emrakul. Cast Talisman, and pass. Talisman resolves, so we'll have a K command X2 next turn, which will allow me to then cast Sire on 3. Fetch with the Misty Rain. Hallowed Fountain, shock for Preordain. Preordain resolves. What are we playing against that plays Preordain? Could be Control, could be Jeskai Ascendancy. One top, one bottom, draw. And draw. Null Drifter is good. Wonder if playing the Null Drifter instead of Sire might be a good choice, actually. I'll play the Ghost Quarter and I'll pass. The reason being is the Annihilator, of course, right? The Seiji, okay, so looking... No. Jeskai Ascendancy doesn't run blue, does it? I guess it would if it was 4 color. Bant. Oh, son of a... Yeah. Hold on. I want to say they play like a basic island. So I don't think it would matter. I don't think it would matter. I want to honestly say this might be one of my least favorite decks to run into at this point, because I really have zero recourse. Like, I have nothing that interacts with this. I'm thinking maybe we start running Vexing Bauble at this point, because, jeez. Like, it at least has some broader applications than just Neoform, whether that be Prowess or Blink, etc., right? Because a lot of decks run cards that they want to pay 0 mana for. So Vexing Bauble could be applicable. I mean, I'm going to make you play it out. What are you grabbing? Yeah, just there's Galta. Yeah, it is a 13/13. Pact. Oh. Pact intrigues me. I might be able to play around that. Oh. Oh no. Oh. I'm in danger. How big are you? Huh. I can make 2 0/1s and still take 24 damage. Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, I die. That's what that means. I die. Concede. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, we're gonna go to game 2. Trinosphere in. Stone Brain in, because we only get 2 turns. Chalice in. Dismembers a no. Consigns a no. Karn is out, because you too slow. Gemstone is out. Emrakul out? Like, I could sideboard out my entire... Actually, you know what? Chrysalis is too slow, right? Yeah, Chrysalis is too slow. Because we only get 2 turns. Yes. I only get 2 turns to win. Yeah. Let's run it like this. Oh, I guess we could have taken out the K. The K returns are doing nothing. Yeah, I should have cut those first. Like I said, like majority of my deck does nothing. I either need to lock them out or I need to... Yeah, that's kind of my only option. Lock them out. Okay. We have 11 hits for 7 mana value spells. I'm going to run the odds. That's what we're going to do. If we don't, we lose. Simple as that. They got into 6. We go Stomping Grounds, Shock, Utopia Sprawl for green. Stomping Grounds, Shock, Utopia Sprawl for green or blue? Green. We'll go green. Pass and pass. Hedge Maze, okay. Gemstone Mine, okay. 11 minutes. I mean, we go Hedge Maze, put into grave. So, okay, there is another thought. Chalice of the Void for 0? Yes. We're going to Chalice of the Void for 0. Locks them out of Pact, right? So if they don't have what they need, we can buy time. Yes, we have time now. Emrakul. Play Cavernous Souls? No reason to play anything else. Name Eldrazi. Pass. Stopping Pact might be enough if they're missing Allosaurus Rider. Howled Fountain Shock for Boseiju. White blue. What? Okay, it is Boseiju. Oh, Eldrami's Call. Alright. You have a backup card. So you find the Allosaurus Rider. I guess now what? Man, I got nothing, friend. Fetch. Forest. There's the Allosaurus Rider. Eldritch Evolution for Ghalta. Yeah. As will... Well, I mean, I'm not dead, I guess. Why wouldn't they go for Xenagos? What the fresh what? What is you? What the hell are you? Huh. Fascinating. Cast K return. Pass. I got Elephant. You stacked your triggers wrong. Draw. Methinks me dead, regardless. Yeah, we're 3 types in yard. We can go up to 4. I mean, there's no way I'm getting this Emrakul before we die. So I shall concede. Me concede. Yeah, based on this, did they have the pact? No. So they didn't have the pact. Instead, they had the Eldrami's Call. So if I had waited to cast the Chalice, I mean, I think I needed to just throw it out because I had no other real recourse. Damn. All right. Well, that is Neoform for you. Or Neobrand, rather. Yeah, I do wonder if Vexing Bauble is going to become a necessity if Neobrand starts to go up in play rate. Like, what is it right now? I'm actually kind of curious. Last 7 days, what's Neobrand look like? Neobrand. Please don't become a deck again. It's kind of a result of control not really being a deck outside of like Eldrazi ramp, which is control. But beside that, it makes sense why the scene of resurgence. Ooh, 20 or not 20? Jeez, great. Imagine Neobrand was 22%. So right now, looking at Boros Energy at 18.3, Prowess at 10.8. So like the top end of the meta's aggro, followed by Dimir Murktide at 6.4, Amulet Titan at 6. Where the hell did Eldrazi Ram go? 3.1, jeez. Yeah, Neobrand at 2.2. Second place list. This is more of the fair Neobrand with Hootie Mandrills, Atraxa, Chancellor Tangle, Grizzlebrand, etc. Yeah, so I do think Vexing Bauble could be a consideration. I mean, right now there are 2 weak cards in the sideboard, in the Karn sideboard at least, that are considered cutting, whether it be Dismember as a one of, like a one of cut, or the Stone Brain. But is like one Vexing Bauble enough is the question. For game 1 it could be if we get to turn 3, or we have 5 mana on 2, which is a thing that we can do, though it's not exactly easy. Or you could go Karn, fetch, bobble, and then just hope we win from there. So, something to think about. I think I might be tempted to cut the brain, as I think overall isn't exactly performing well. Let me take a look, because I have my play data saved. Play data. The Stone Brain. It's not bad. That's the thing. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, it's kind of bad like in the pre-board and this post-board though. It's okay. It's a small sample size though, so it's on the lower end. So not entirely confident on the Stone Brain, but might need more testing before we cut that for a Vexing Bauble. That said though, Neobrand's something to watch out for. But we'll be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. That's a mulligan. Yee. That's a mulligan. I really don't want to go below 5, so I'll keep this. We'll pitch both Karn. Done. So what's our best draw here? Probably Utopia Sprawl, Temple, Talisman? Yeah, at least something to just get us an extra mana to play Mycospawn a turn earlier. So at least that way we can kick a Mycospawn on 4. But this is energy. Could be Zoo. Zoo's become a bit more popular now. Any reason to play Bog now? Not that I can think of. Yeah, we'll play the Forest and pass. And pass. Of course, Ragavan here is going to hit a Temple off top because, you know, that's just how Ragavan rolls. Okay, I'm fine with that. You cannot play Emrakul. So, question still remains, is this Zoo or this Energy? Zoo's a little bit slower, but can beat me down a bit faster than Energy, so it kind of depends on like what the opening hand looks like. Either ways, we're definitely at a... Okay, so it is Zoo. That's a Kavu. Yep, just a 4/4 Kavu. Temple. So in that case, we will need to go Bajuka Bog to guarantee the Myco spawn next turn. I'll pass. We're taking 6 damage down to 12 at a minimum. Lush Portico, it's a 5/5, so we're going to go down to 11. Pitch a card, draw a card, pitch a Flage. Well, Bajuka Bog is 1 turn early. Who would have thunk? Tis a treasure, 5 cards in hand. Do you have another threat? It's 2 mana to play a Scion of Draco. Cost. Neshoba Brawler, holding up a bolt. Play Forest. Cast. Temple. So yeah, if they have a bolt, they win. Do you have a bolt? And concede. It's as simple as that. Alright, so that is Zoo. That looked awkwardly similar to one of my matches. It was round 5. I had already locked in top 8 and wanted to increase my placement. And so I decided to play my round 5 against my Zoo opponent who was undefeated. And that game there looked awkwardly similar when I also mulliganed the 5. It's like, ooh, I'm in danger. All right, well, let's run it back. On the play for game 2. Jeez, man, what the hell are these hands? So, if 11 hits off the top for 7 mana value spells, we could simply go Bajuka Bog, tapped. Ugin's Lab, 7 mana value spell, Talisman. That wouldn't be bad, right? Hell, even if we draw into a forest or forest equivalent, so we're looking at 20 hits off the top. And we're going to keep it. I wonder if I do want to play the second lab first instead of the bog. Gonna play the bog. Pass. And pass. Draw. Windswept Teeth. Fetch with Windswept Teeth. Breeding Pool. Breeding Pool Shock. Breeding Pool Shock. Talisman of Impulse. Do you have a denial? Ah, shit. Okay, that's fine. Sprawl. For red. So now we have a consign. We have currently 4 mana. We draw into a 7 mana value spell, we can kick the Myco spawn. This is looking okay. Do they have the Scion? Yeah, I would have liked to have had that consign up. Another Talisman. Well, damn. Cast Sowing Myco spawn. Temple. Lab. No imprint. Cast Talisman. Hold up Consign. And pass. This way, if they play another Sign of Draco, we're okay. We can consign it. 4 down to 12. They have a decent clock on me, though, so I need something off the top here. And holding. That's scary. Any reason not to play the lab? Probably not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ugin Lab. No imprint. Pass. Guess I try and haste something, right? I'm tempted to dismember. Yeah, I do want to dismember you. Bolt to yard. Okay. Main. Seven cards in hand. It has to, like, something has to be a consign here, right? Why else are they being so reserved? Ping cost 4. It's a bolt. Yes, that resolves. I guess they could dash a Ragavan. Not sure it'd be the end of the world if we get hit by it, though. I mean, of course I say that, and it's going to be, like, the best card I could have had off the top, right? Go to attacks. Dismember to Scion. Scion down. Ragavan hit. I could consign it. I think that would be wrong, though. Okay, I'm happy you took my catacombs. That's alright. Dash to Ragavan back. Draw. You got to be joking me. Yeah. Yep. Green. Green? We have red. We have blue. Green. We have the blue for the consign still. I think we just die here. Like, we have all the mana in the world. I just need to draw into something. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I can quite literally play anything in my deck. Of course, Ragavan's going to hit Emrakul. Calling it now. 'Tis an Emrakul. 6. Talisman. You can have the talisman. That's fine. But they're not playing aggressively. They're holding up a hand of interaction. That's the problem. Like, they're just holding up consigned to memories, leyline bindings, the whole 9 yards. So regardless of what I play here, they're going to just consign or interact with it. Draw. Yeah. Okay. Sure. I mean, if you want to consign that, be my guest, I suppose. Main. Ragavan. To combat. Tap all. Okay, return. Ragavan down. Hold consign. Do you have no other threats? That sure is a threat. Okay. 7 mana value spell. I need ya. is looking promising. Triggers. Let's see your consigned to memory. Let's see where you point the original. I'm imagining they're going to initially consign the sire, replicate, attempt to consign the return. I'm going to consign the trigger. Yes. So, yes, they did exactly as I thought they were going to. I'm going to consign a memory. Replicate. Target consign to memory. 2 times. Same target, same target. Resolve. So you'll get my sire, but I'm going to get your brawler. I'm still in this. Ain't dead yet, friend. Triggered. Yes, sweet. Pass. I'm not going down without a fight. Nicodle. Okay. Draw. Son of a... I'm gonna bluff it. And I have, I don't know, a K command? Oh boy. I'm so dead. I am so dead right now. 3. Down to 3. Do you have a Flage Bolt or Tribal Flames? I've just been drawn into nothing but duds. What this? What this? Okay, that's fine. All right. Draw. Sanctum does nothing here. Okay. Kick the Myco spawn, question mark. Kick the Myco spawn. Do you have, I mean, if you had a bolt, you win. Do you have another consign? If you have a consign, you win. White. You have a leyline binding. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think I have an out right now. One of the moments where I'm like, I kind of wish I had a hedge maze, eh? I guess it actually wouldn't matter. I don't have delirium, so it wouldn't matter. Not a hedge maze, sorry. Shifting woodland. Hedge maze? That ain't gonna work. Pass. Let's see that leyline binding. Yeah, you got it. That'll do, that'll do. All right, well, yeah. We got variance there. We got nothing off the top whatsoever. I mean, like, yeah, we got, I guess, the K return and sire, but it was so late into the game. We just drew so many lands. But that is how it is sometimes. Sometimes win some, sometimes lose some. But that being said, still 3-2 record at the end of 5. The deck continues to perform well. And can't complain. Only thing that I guess I can kind of complain about, quote unquote, is Neobrand. And just something for me to think about going forward of maybe a Vexing Bauble might be worth it. We'll have to wait and see. But with that being said, as always, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please do consider hitting the like button, Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. It is always appreciated. For as much as I hope that you'll learn from me in both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button, as we're getting closer and closer to next goal of 1,000 subscribers, which at that point we'll be able to start monetizing these videos, which will allow me to start saving up for a streaming PC. In the meantime though, if you do want to support me monetarily, you can do so over on my Patreon, where you can get early access to my YouTube videos as well as updates to my deck guides. With that being said, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye bye!